Hi everyone. Thank you. Okay, I'm a bit stressed, but I will try to be looking natural. So I'm Alex, for the people who don't know me, and I'm here to present you my new project, pixnbike, which is a project about riding my bicycle from Wanaka to Paris in France, just using a bike and sailing boats, so no engines.
Cool.
Okay, so before to start the presentation, I would like to know if you already felt stuck in your life. Like, try to remember a time in your life when you were feeling stuck with yourself. It can be with the work, it can be with relationships, it can be with anything. And try to remember the feeling you had when you were feeling stuck. Like, that's not a great feeling. So now imagine that I was feeling stuck with my life, but with my entire life, when I was living in Paris. And trust me, it sucks. It's just really bad feeling. So I was feeling anxious and sad every time. And the worst thing is I didn't know why I was feeling like that. And I started to think about it, so I've been depressed and everything, and I was like, what can I do to just go out of this feeling, and what is wrong with my life right now? And I realized that I was not playing in my field. It means that I had a great life in Paris. I was engineer. I used to have like great flat, a lot of friends, a lot of activities, but even with all of this, I was still not happy. And so I just asked myself, what's the problem? And I knew that I wanted to travel by myself for a few years, and I never did it because I was scared. And fears for me, it's maybe the best indicator in life. It's something who keeps you stuck in a state. But when you can identify your fear, you already solved half of the problem. So I work on it, and I identify my fears and how to fight it, and how to make my comfort zone bigger. So I said just before that I was not playing on my field, and we're gonna see this right now. So do you know the sentence of Albert Einstein saying that everybody is a genius, but if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will live its whole life believing that it is stupid. And when I was in Paris, I was actually this fish trying to climb a tree. I was following what my parents thought was the best for me, like being an engineer and have a great life, but it was not what I was made for. So I decided to just quit my job, buy a flight to Australia, and just a one-way. And it was 2 years ago. And since I did that, was the best time of my life. So actually, to find your field, it's really easy. If you feel stuck in your life, or if you're scared, you just can really easily find what can be your life. So what I ask myself to find the passions to create this project is just one simple question, and everyone can do it now. The question is, what would you do every day if money was not a problem? If money is not a part of the equation? What would you do every day? Would you still wake up and go to work, the work you do every day, or would you do something else? And definitely, I would not wake up to go to work as an engineer every day in an office. And I think about it and I was like, okay, I got 3 passions, like traveling, taking photographs, and riding bikes. And this is actually where this project starts. I decided to mix them all together to create pixnbike, and it's about a photographer, me riding my bicycle from Wanaka to Paris without using any engine. So, not using any engine. This is a good point. It's a personal challenge, and as well, it's a way to show people that it's still possible to travel around the world without having a huge impact on the planet. So it's a challenge because it means that I can't plan my route for now because I just depends on the boats, sailing boats I will find. And to find a sailing boat, it's hitchhiking. So I'm just going into contacting the marina maybe 2 weeks before I start. I arrived on the marina and I asked them to put an advertisement on the notice board to ask if they have anyone with a spare spot on the boat to take me from, for example, New Zealand to Australia, and then Australia to Indonesia. So it can take from 2 days to 2 months, but the average is pretty much 2 weeks to find a boat. What about the bike? I'm gonna ride 28,000 kilometers, so it's a long way, and my plan to start, because I'm not really fit yet, so I will just start with 80 kilometers a day, and then I will try to improve to 120 on average. Yeah, so few people ask me quite often actually, how long will it take to go from Wanaka to Paris? So my estimation, is just an estimation, is 1 year, pretty much, maybe a bit more, 14 months, but 1 year is my target. I don't have any time frame, but I want to try to stick to this time frame. Yeah, so, is any one of you been bike touring before here? 1, 2. Okay. How was your experience about it?
Oh, good. Painful. Good.
Sweet. And you, Brenny?
Amazing. I had a rain seat on my road bike, so it was amazing.
So.
The cushiest seat you could find on a bike.
Good. And you're a guide as well, for touring bike, so. By the way, this pic, I took it pretty much 1 year ago, like 2 weeks difference, but yeah, 1 year ago I took this picture, and it's a guy riding his bicycle through Lindis Pass, which is just a few kilometers over there, and yeah, I think it was a sign. So now let's speak about the road. Still in this pass. So as you understood, I don't have any plan yet. I know roughly where I will go. Like I know that I will start in New Zealand. I will go through Australia and then Indonesia, but then I don't really know because it depends of the sailing boats I will find from like where they're gonna drop me. So I cannot really make specific plans for the road. One sure thing, I want to go to Uluru in the middle of the Australian desert because I stayed 1 year in Australia last year and I've never been in the desert, so this is definitely something I want to do, and I think the picture can be really good. And there is actually a question coming back pretty much every time. it's about the Middle East. In the Middle East, we have to cross it, and a lot of countries are in war or really dangerous. But the good point is I spoke with a lot of bike tourers already, and everyone said that's okay. It's possible to cross this area because even if a country is in war or unsafe, it's all the unsafe areas are really concentrated on some parts, so it's totally possible to go around it or to control it. And yeah, so anyway, I don't have a road trust already, but the good thing is that you can follow the adventure pretty much on live on my website, because I will update it pretty much, like as much as I can. So on the home page there is like a map, and you can see a small icon, and it's me on my bike. So speaking about the bike, this bike is a bike from a sponsor. It's Tout-Terrain. It's a German brand, and it's made on steel, so I can easily weld it everywhere in the world if it's broken. The wheel size is 26 inches, so it means I can find spare tubes everywhere, and what we want when we do bike touring is just to get the best, the most simple bike can find spare parts everywhere, even in countries like where there is no fancy bikes. So that's what I asked, and this bike I think will definitely do the job. To carry my gears, I have waterproof, soundproof, dustproof, everything proof bags. I've got like 75 liters of pannier, all including, and on top of the rack, the rear rack, I will get 55 liters dry pack plus my camera backpack. So it's enough to get everything I need for this trip. By night, I will have two options. I can do camping, and I can do as well. I can camp in a tent, or I can camp in a hammock. So I got those two options, especially the hammock for the tropical areas like Indonesia, where by the road there is no room to put a tent. So you just put the hammock, it will be much easier, and it's as well the best solution if I want to just relax during the day, because it's like 30 seconds to set up. So now the most important part of the trip as a photographer, it's how do I charge my computer, how do I charge my camera, and how do I do all of these high-tech things on my bike. So the bike is equipped on the front wheel with a hub, dynamo hub. So it means that when I ride my bike more than 12 kilometers per hour, I can have a 5-volt USB plug on the handlebar, and I can charge from here a battery. So it's a specific battery that can power my computer, and for all the other things like GoPro camera batteries and phone and everything else, I will use like a solar panel, so I can just put it on the back rack and every day we charge. So for this adventure, I'm raising money for the Ticket to the Moon Foundation. So Ticket to the Moon is a brand of the hammock I'm gonna use. They are based in Bali, they are French, and they create hammock, but they decided in 2006 to create this foundation to help the tribe of Kodi, which is a tribe living on the west side of Sumba Island, so just here, and Bali is here. So this people is living on a very remote area, and the foundation, since they created it, they built roads to facilitate the trade with the rest of the island. They built schools to teach Indonesian to the kids to help them communicate with the rest of the population. They provided nets for fishing because they were bomb fishing, so to avoid the bomb fishing they provided nets. And when there were a malaria plague, they provided as well like mosquito nets, so to fight it. So what I will do for them is I will give 35% of all the support I receive to this foundation, and I wish I can go to Bali and Sumba to make a photo reportage about this tribe and this company. So that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed the presentation, and you can follow the adventure on www.pixnbike.com, on Instagram, agphotofr, or you can contact me on alex@pixnbike.com. Before to finish, I would like to thank you, a lot of people, but I cannot see them all. So I want to thank you, Eva and Johnny I'm living with. I want to thank you, Bridger and G, for the inspiration, and Bronnie and Richie, because they've been here every time I need it since I started to work on this project. And everyone, thank you for being here, and thank you to my sponsor to believe in this project and to offer me some products. Thank you very much. If you have any question, yeah, if there is people who wants to cycle with me, they definitely can join the adventure for a few days or a few weeks.
So they can check online where you're at a certain,
Yeah.
on a certain day?
Yeah, definitely. Or even send me an email to ask me where I'm going to be, and then we can organize a meeting point. And
you know, Alex, you say you want to do it in 12 months, but it's a very short time to do such a long journey. You'll meet so many people on the way that will distract you from your path and show you a good time.
yeah, that's true. So I got a margin, which is if I ride the pace I say, I'm riding 255 days. So it means that I got like pretty much 110 days of margin. So then in this you can put like 2 weeks or 3 weeks sailing, maybe a bit more. And then, yeah, then if there is unexpected things coming, you know, it's just like going with the flow.
Or maybe that was hangover. Or maybe that was hangover.
Yeah, of course. Any other question?
Is your family super supportive?
Yeah and no. Like they are supportive, but in another way they are a bit scary about, especially the Middle East and everything. So they are a bit trying to discourage me, but that's too late, I think. I actually don't have any idea. I mean, I sold my van, I bought the bike, and then I will just work on the web. So I will keep working and making websites for clients, and I'm writing for a magazine, New Zealand Adventure magazine. So I will keep doing this while traveling by bike. But then I don't really know yet. And there is some sponsor who can as well pay me for some marketing content for them. But I don't have any budget, really.
What do you think the most exciting thing for you is about your journey, and what do you think the biggest challenges that you enjoy?
biggest challenging will maybe to ride in the Australian desert for ages by myself, thirsty, and yeah, I think it would be a good challenge. But I think, yeah, I don't see the whole thing because if I see it, I'm just a bit scared. So I just live day by day and I will see how it goes.
And the most exciting thought about it?
What's exciting? Just an adventure. It's just like what I wanted to do since ages, and I'm doing it now, so yeah. Just this adventure, it's great. Yeah. So the plan is to publish 3 books. So 1 photo book, 1 book of the adventure, like the story of the adventure, and 1 recipes book, like how to cook with just 1 stove, pretty much, and without any fridge to save elements. So I will try to create like a 1 recipe per week, so at the end of the trip will be at least 52 recipes. So it's enough to make a book. And then I don't really know yet. I would like to come back here. But yeah.
You're going to cycle back?
Yeah, but maybe with the bike in a plane. I don't know.
No, the other way around.
Or maybe, yeah. Going to Iceland and then America. Any other question? Okay, so maybe we should go for a drink now. Thank you very much.